everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Tara Arnold, and tonight I'm going to be consciously channeling Ascended Master Saint Germain. So we'll see what he brings in. He's saying that the bully can't awaken until the empath gets their power. So he said this a few times in other videos. So if somebody's bullying you, their spirit wants to awaken, but their ego wants to remain the bully and keep you small. So their ego is bullying you so that you'll be inferior, and that keeps them superior. So then they get a win, they feel more important, they feel smarter, they feel more intelligent, and that keeps their ego intact. But their spirit wants to awaken, but their spirit can't awaken until you stop giving your power away. So if somebody is bullying you and you feed their ego by pleasing them, by making yourself small, then what happens is their spirit says, well, now I can't awaken because you just fed my ego. Please stop feeding my ego so I can awaken. So if somebody insults you and then you apologize for it, you just fed their ego because you're saying, I'm giving you permission to insult me, instead of being silent or walking away or not hanging out with that person anymore. Like, it's stop giving your power to others to make you feel small, because their spirit wants to awaken too, but they can't if you keep feeding their ego. So how many times do you get insulted or put down or bullied that you're still pleasing that person? So the bully and the empath have the same goal. Both of the egos want to feel loved. So the bully says, if I put that person down and I bully them and they please me, then I'll know I'm loved. I'll know that I'm enough. And so the empath says, if that person bullies me and then I please them, they'll show me that they love me and then I'm enough. So it's the same thing, it's just the opposite. So once you stop feeding each other's egos, then you can both awaken. But the empath must do it first. That's the whole game on planet Earth, is the empath must rise up first and stop feeding the ego of the bully. And then the bully's spirit can start to get louder than their ego, and then they can begin to awaken. But they can't awaken if the empath is still giving their power away. So it's like that dark and light. So it's standing up in your truth and not making yourself small anymore. All you have to do is keep your consciousness expanded and command in your reality that you're not going to make yourself small. You're not going to shrink your light. Get grounded, pull your consciousness in, and then explode it from the center of you. If you visualize how Jesus walked into a room, that's how the Ascended Masters are saying, walk into every room, expand it in your light, and don't let anybody's words or actions make yourself small. That will keep you big, and then both the bully and the empath can begin to awaken. So another thing he's showing me is that the person that breaks you can't be the same person that fixes you. And the anger isn't at them, it's anger at ourselves for allowing them to break us. So let go of that anger and go in. So your ego wants them to apologize and take responsibility for hurting you, but the universe is trying to shatter you of that, because the real anger is anger at ourselves for giving our power away. So nobody can take your power unless you give it. So it's going in and apologizing to yourself for allowing that to happen, apologizing to your inner child for allowing somebody to take your power. So let go of the anger at them, and then you let go of being a victim, you let go of blaming, and then the universe can shift your reality. So it's not needing them to fix anything or apologize, but instead go in and just apologize to yourself. Say, I'm not going to do that anymore. I'm not going to allow somebody to take our power anymore. I'm sorry that I gave our power away, and forgive yourself. And so it's about going in and not seeking anything outside of yourself to fix your problem or to fix the situation. Taking full responsibility. I created this for my highest good. I'm not going to blame myself, but I'm going to take responsibility that I created this person in my life to bully me so that I would see if I was loving me or pleasing them. Everybody is a reflection of where you're vibrating at. So if you're getting bullied, the reflection of that is that your ego is bullying you, and it's just reflecting back to you. How many times a day does your ego bully you? So that's what Saint Germain's saying, is to go in and heal it within yourself instead of needing somebody outside of yourself to apologize. So Saint Germain's also showing me that there's a lot of us that worry about judgment from others, like that person's judging me. And he's showing me that what we believe the judgment is, we're creating that in our heads because we don't really know what their judgment is. We just assume that they're judging us, and then we create a story in our own minds of what that judgment is. So unless they're like writing it in a letter or saying it to you out loud or putting it in a comment, technically we don't know what their judgment is. We are creating a story in our minds of what we think their judgment is. So it's not really their judgment in the first place. It's our own judgment in our own minds of what we think they're judging us for. So for an example of this is when you meet somebody for the first time, a lot of people don't remember their name because they're so worried about what they're going to say next or what that person thinks of them. So when they get introduced and they're like, hi, my name is whatever their name is, a lot of us won't remember because we're so worried about what they think. And then we create a story in our heads of what they thought of us. But meanwhile, we don't know. So he's like, just let that go, like this whole worry and fear about people judging you, because a lot of times you're creating what you think the judgment is. So it's your own judgment judging you. It's not them judging you. You're creating it in your mind of what you think they're judging you for. So the thing with judgment is that it's none of our business what people think of us. It's only our business of what we think of ourselves, because our inner children, our higher selves, they don't care what people think of us. The inner child only cares what you think of her or him or them. So the inner child, so if I met somebody and I was afraid of their judgment, like maybe they thought I wasn't a nice person, or they didn't like what I was wearing, or they didn't like my hair, or whatever it is. All I have to do is go in and give that love to my inner child. So whatever you think somebody else is judging you for, you go in and tell the opposite story to your inner child. Then the inner child says, oh, really? Because that's not what your ego just told me. So going in and saying, I love you, you're more than enough. It doesn't matter what that person thinks of us. It doesn't matter if I thought they didn't like my hair, because I like my hair. So I go in and tell my inner child, I like your hair. And the inner child says, oh, okay, you love me? You think I'm enough? And I say, yeah, I think you're enough. And the inner child says, okay, then that's our belief. But if I tell her I think that the person doesn't like her hair, and it's now hurting her feelings because she's saying, you believe them, you're telling me that that's true. And so that's what's getting created and stored in the subconscious mind, and that's how the inner child's feeling about it. She's feeling like you don't love her because you're believing them. So going in and telling your inner child, I don't believe them. I know your hair looks beautiful because you're the one that put this gold glitter in it. So it has to be beautiful because it's what we created. So all of our creations are perfect and beautiful, but you have to tell yourself they are. If not, then you're going to hand over your power for everybody else to judge it. So it's telling yourself, like, so Saint Germain's saying, like, tell yourself how amazing your hair is. Like, don't worry about what other people think it is. Or tell yourself you love your outfit, not worrying about what other people think it is. I just want to say thanks for joining me, and I will see you next time.